create such a huge violation in Jerusalem at the beginning, within the march of the settlers, calling the death for the Palestinians living in East Jerusalem. So he's the one with his settlers had created all these types of violation and inequality. It's injustice. The threat of the 28 families in East Jerusalem, this is that they will be kicked out of their houses soon. So imagine all these types of threatening violation. And lately, the march with flags that had shown up in East Jerusalem, also against all these types of injustice and inequality and all these things. So this is horrible. And now they're creating this. We can't, what we see. Okay, Hamas had sent its rockets, but what does its rocket did to the civilians really, in reality, in Israel? In the other hand, look what's going on. More than 15 children were assassinated and killed. Many were their fathers, parents, mothers. The whole families became like living in such a mess. Hundreds of injured. Not only in Gaza by the bombing of Israel, but they became disabled, and so it is inequality. So what's going on? Why there are demonstrations all over now, the West Bank and Gaza now, and also in the historical Palestine, like in what happened in Lod, what happened in Jaffa, what happened in Haifa, what happened in Akko. Why it's going on like that? Of course, we are Palestinians. They are with us, but in the other hand, only in depth what's happening to them too. Yep. What type of discrimination they are facing? Does they have their own getting the normal rights, the equal rights between them and the Israelis? This is doesn't happen. The criminality is raising up and up day by day. So there is no stability in such country.
Okay.
It won't end. This is not the first time of Netanyahu government. Of course, he wasn't able to form his government, and he's running away from his, corruption files. So he started back again to creating violation here and there, everywhere, to call again for the fifth election in Israel. So the Israeli community must now admit that he's a violent personality. It's more than enough for him. What's the cause? They are calling now for the security of Israel. How come the security of Israel all the time the international community is running back to secure Israel? But what's going on to the Palestinians? How can they manage to have equality between the criminals and the victims? Who's the occupier? Who's holding since 1948 up to date all these types of weapons, military, army, settlers violation, confiscation, and so on? So there is no justice, there is no equality.